remembering one of the greatest figures of our history and culture, uh, Swami Vivekananda, who may also be understood as the revolutionary sage. Why I say revolutionary, and why for that reason he is considered the youth icon, is that he, in the guise of a sage, espoused for ideas which are very very essential for revolutionizing our society and country as a whole. He stood for scientific temper. He stood for empathy among human beings. He stood for equality. He stood for a very wholesome, inclusive view of religion, and in that sense, appreciation of our great cultural traditions within Hinduism and also without. In that sense, he stands as an icon for youth today, because these are the values which make our country what it is today. In fact, a prominent Hindi writer, Ramadhari Singh Dinkar, in his book Sanskriti Ke Char Adhyay, he says that Swami Vivekananda, along with figures such as Dayanand Saraswati, Ramakrishna Paramhans, they prepared the ground on which Indian national movement took place. I mean, it took its social, political, and revolutionary ideas for basically uplifting our society from these figures, prominent of which was Swami Vivekananda. Everyone today remembers and celebrates his speech at the World Council of Religions at Chicago in 1883. And he there, like no one else before and no one else after, stood for India what it is, essentially. So here we are celebrating him, and I now call upon our dignitaries to kindly light the lamp here and then offer floral tributes to the great figure. Moving on, I request two of our very prominent students from the Department of Music and Fine Arts, Vidyashri and Preeti, to render Vande Mataram, and of course accompanied by our dear colleague, Professor Dr. Ravikiran Nagpur.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Sufalam, Malayaja Shitalam, Sasya Shyamala Mataram, Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Koti Kantha Kala Kala Ninada Karale, Koti Koti Bhujay Rita Kara Karavale, Abala Kenuma Yeto Bale, Bahu Balagharini, Namami Tarini, Tripudagawarini, Mataram, Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram. Tumi Vidya, Tumi Dharma, Tumi Hridi, Tumi Marma, Tvam hi Pranaha Sharire, Bahute Tumi Ma Shakti, Hridaye Tumi Ma Bhakti, Tumhare Pratima Badi Mandire Mandire, Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram. Kamalam Saralam Sushmita मातरम वंदे मातरम वंदे मातरम वंदे मातरम
Thank you very much, Vidyashri and Preeti, for this very soulful rendition. Moving on, we have our dignitaries on the dais here, and I now request our volunteers to kindly extend welcome to the dignitaries here. I request Priyanshu, Harshika to come and offer flower bouquet to our Chair, President of the event, Professor Basaraj P. Donur, Registrar, Central University, Karnataka. I now call Priyanshu to welcome our dear COE with flowers. Yeah, I now request Vaishali to welcome coordinator of the program, Mr. Shivam Mishra. Thank you. I now request my colleague, Mr. Shivam Mishra, to brief us a little about the program today. Over to you, Shivam.
We are here to commemorate the birth anniversary of one of the greatest sons born on this holy soil of Mother India, Swami Vivekananda. Since the year 1985, the Government of India is celebrating 12th January as the National Youth Day to honor Swami Vivekananda, to remember his teachings and to remind us of his message of persistence till we achieve our goal. In this spirit, we are sincerely thankful to our COE sir, who is here with us today to enlighten us all on the teachings of Swami Vivekananda, a scholar, a yogi celebrated across the globe as the harbinger of spiritual consciousness and a revered guru to the world. With these words, may I humbly request, sir, for your talk. Thank you.
Uttishta Bharataha, Professor Batu Satyanarayan ji, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Central University of Karnataka, in his absentia, Professor Baswaraj P. Donur, Registrar of Central University of Karnataka, Dr. Shivam Mishra, coordinator of this program today, and Dr. Kumar Mangalam, who has anchored in a delightful way. The students who have sung the national song, Vande Mataram, deans of different schools, heads of the departments, and the young flock of this wonderful institution, CUK. I'm deeply privileged to stand before you to share my thoughts on this wonderful occasion, the National Youth Day, which is being celebrated on the occasion of the birthday of Swami Vivekananda, who is the role model of the youth. The biggest question that comes to our mind when we talk about the National Youth Day and Swami Vivekananda Jayanti, why the National Youth Day is celebrated on the day of Swami Vivekananda Jayanti, and what is the correlation or relation between these two dates. When we have bunch of youngsters, young people who have sacrificed their lives for the sake of this motherland or for the sake of uplifting the society, then why only Swami Vivekananda, the saffron monk of this country? The reason and the cause is very clear. Swami Vivekananda is the only leader who has represented the ancient India in the Western world, who has introduced the ancient Indian value system, its cultural heritage, and its spiritual thought also. And he has introduced the Indian ancient self-realization process tool technique called meditation through yoga. And the same Swami Vivekananda, the saffron monk of India, who was young at the time, represented young India, a youthful spirit to the youth of this country. A single man in two different dimensions at two different poles of the globe have represented two different ideologies. One is the complete Western, he went to the Western countries and represented Indian ancient system, and he proved that India is an ancient country. And at the same time, he inspired the Indian youth with his thought-provoking speeches. Particularly, he emphasized the enormous amount of energy that each individual has innately capable of. He made the young people of this country realize their potentiality. He has become the youthful icon there. And he has introduced that youthful thoughts to the young people of India. So two different poles. We can see two different dimensions and two different contributions at the same time in one leader, and that is Swami Vivekananda. So that's why Indian government in 1984 thought that, Swami Vivekananda Jayanti would be the appropriate to celebrate the National Youth Day, because he inspired the youth of not only India, but the entire world. The relevance of Swami Vivekananda's teachings or ideals today can be perceived from 3-4 different viewpoints. One is, he talked about education. A monk, a sage, who was a scholar in all Vedanta and yoga, talked about the present day education. And for him, education is the process of manifestation of perfection already within the human being. When we look at this statement or definition given by Swami Vivekananda about the education, it talks about, it has two parts. One is, education is a process of manifestation. It's a process of manifestation. So it has to contribute to manifest your divinity. Education should make you divine in thought process, in your action, and in your emotions also. If you can understand the purpose of education as envisaged by Swami Vivekananda, you can understand that the purpose of education is not just confined to give you the material benefits or material outcomes. He always talks about the moral character or the conduct building, man-making process. For him, education is the man-making process. It's not just confined to give some kind of material objectives. It's not the job guaranteed program that we perceive, as we perceive today, education. For him, education is considered as a Sarvangina Vidya Vikasa Vidhana, the holistic development process of the human being. When we say the holistic the development of the human being, it includes physical, mental, intellectual, and ultimately spiritual. He said, if we say that the student has completed his education, he should attain the highest standards of demonstration or manifestation of development in physical activities or gaining the physical strength, physical development. And that's why he always urges the youth to play or to spend more time in the playground. And this physical fitness or this physical development contributes the kid to gain the mental ability to think about different complex and critical processes, critical problems. So this in turn, this contributes to the mental development of the student. And when the student has both these developments, it will become easy for him to gain the intellectual development. And the second is, and the second point, the viewpoint that Swami Vivekananda has suggested, and he emphasized on the self-service and selfless service. In a way, we can call it as the social service. Again, for him, the social service as defined by Swami Vivekananda, you can find its roots again in the spiritual development. For him, social service is coming forward voluntarily to support or to help your countrymen or fellow human beings. Nishkama karma and Nishwartha seva. These are the two important principles that Swami Vivekananda preaches always. Nishkama karma, whatever you do, work incessantly. Don't expect the rewards and returns, because you have just, to do the work is in your hands. Result you cannot expect, and you cannot get the result as you expect sometimes. That's why Nishkama karma, you do the work, but don't expect the result. But while doing the work, give your 100% best, and you get the positive result. Expecting the result, if you do something, your expectation and your focus will be on the outcome and will not be on the process of doing the work. Instead, you put your efforts and focus on doing the work fine-tuned, or doing the work continuously or with utmost care or utmost perfection, and you will get the positive outcome. And the third part is, and the third viewpoint, what I wanted to share with you is, Swami Vivekananda is considered as the scientific, spiritual, or the spiritual scientist, rather. He says all the faith systems, all the belief systems have descended from the same cosmic soul. They differ in their process and approach, but the final goal is same, and the origin, point of origin is also same. When you have the point of origin and point of destination are same, then why are you quarreling between you? When you forget that you are a human being, when you forget that your basic principle is to support each other, when we forget that all of us have the same point of origin, and when we don't realize that all of the destination point of all the religions is same, claiming that we are supreme and we are superior is simply confining ourselves to a limited thought process. This is what Swami says. And he says, don't follow any religion, don't follow any faith system blindly. You question the belief system, and should be rational in terms of practicing certain traditions. And if you think that practicing certain traditions are not useful today, you need not to follow that, though it is a part of your faith system or belief system. So the religion or the belief system or the faith system should change according to the time and to the situation and to the way of life. To do so, you should have a capacity, a courage to question your own faith system instead of blindly following them. So if we blindly follow, again, as I said, we will divide it, among ourselves, and we will fight with each other saying that my system is supreme and your system is supreme. But if we try to accommodate, understand each other, and if we realize that we have the origin point same and we have the destination point same, the paths are different and the process or approaches are different, and let's try to integrate ourselves and try to accommodate the best practices from one culture to the other, probably we can go ahead hand in hand, which contributes to the universal brotherhood. He expected the building and rebuilding of the country should start from the workforce or working community of this country. I quote the verbatim of Swami Vivekananda. He said, "Let a new India arise out of the peasants' cottage graspings in the plough, out of the hearts of the fishermen, the cobbler and the sweeper. Let her spring from the grocer's shop, from beside the oven of the fritter seller. Let her emanate from the factory, from the marts and from the markets. Let her emerge from the groves and forests, from the hills and the mountains." it is inclusive in nature. For him, the nationalism, education, service, and spirituality, everything is inclusive. The message for the youth is again the same. Youth of this country should perceive education from a different viewpoint to attain the highest standards of life and to be ready to give a selfless service without any expectations, and to become a universal human being by offering the voluntary services to the people who are in need, and to become the part and parcel of rebuilding the Indian nation as a great country. So with these lines, I would like to withdraw myself from this stage. I thank you everybody. Good day. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you very much. The speaker of today's program, Sri Kota Saiji, our respected controller of examination, for delivering this very lucid, insightful and engaging talk, which was also again at the same time very relevant. I now request the chair of the program today, our respected registrar, Professor Basuraj P. Donur, to kindly deliver his presidential address. Over to you, sir.
I am here to speak on behalf of the Honorable Vice Chancellor of this university, Professor Battu Satyanarayana sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Central University of Karnataka, Kalburgi, in his absentia. Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to be very brief in my presentation today as usual, and we all have heard a very good talk by Sai Krishna. He gave a brilliant talk on Swami Vivekananda and his philosophy. He touched upon all important dimensions of the philosophy of Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda is one modern Indian spiritual thinker in whom Indians have never lost their interest. And he is one modern, very important spiritual thinker who appealed to everyone, who appealed to every Indian, irrespective of their religions and other affiliations. And he is still going to appeal to all of us. It is there in his thoughts, it is there in his writings. So he can never be old to any one of us. I don't have any hesitation in saying that Swami Vivekananda is the biggest, greatest role model to all of us. This is a country where people practice different religions, people have different lifestyles and so on. We differ, but unity in diversity. Okay, we have to achieve unity in diversity. When it comes to nation, when it comes to man like Swami Vivekananda, we shouldn't be divided. We shouldn't be polarized. We have to come. We have to grow. We have to cross our limitations. We have to cross our limitations and appreciate a great soul like Swami Vivekananda.
Thank you very much, sir, for this insightful presidential remark. I stand here now to offer formal vote of thanks. I convey on behalf of the organizing committee here our sincere thanks to the respected Honorable Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Battu Satyanarayana, in his absence. We convey our sincere thanks to the respected Registrar, Professor Basuraj P. Donur, for supporting us, for encouraging us to hold this program. We convey our sincere thanks to the respected Controller of Examinations, Shri Kota Saiji, who delivered a very powerful, engaging speech today. Thank you very much, sir. We convey our sincere thanks to the coordinator of the program, Mr. Shivam Mishra, who for the last few days, with his tireless efforts, have made sure that this program is a successful one, and we look forward to to more of such programs, which he definitely with his team is going to organize for us through the banner of National Service Scheme at Central University of Karnataka. And I now request Preeti from the Music and Fine Arts Department to kindly render our national anthem. I request everyone to kindly rise up for the same. Preeti, over to you.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल वंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभाशिष मागे गाहे तव जय गाता जनगण मंगल